Today is a really exciting day. We have Jo Fan here, who is only 24 years old today, and he's working as the ambassador of buzz at CanLaw. So, without further ado, let's find out what CanLaw is.
So CanLaw is a legal tech startup. So I don't think many people are familiar with what legal tech is. It's kind of like fintech or financial technology. Legal tech is more like technology startups who wants to innovate the legal profession using technology lah. So for us, we see ourselves as a legal tech startup. We started off with a lawyer discovery platform, like where people can go online, put on their needs on the platform, and then get to compare quotes from lawyers, like 3 to 5 lawyers, and then make booking with them. So that's our lawyer discovery platform. That's what we started as, and then we also kind of like moved on to doing different things. Like we also run an online legal news site called the CanLaw Report, where we try to make the law and new legal developments fun and engaging, that are also like shareable and kind of it connects a lot with millennials especially, and how we do it is also like we put GIFs, we put memes, that kind of thing, make it fun for people to understand. And yeah, we've got a lot of good reviews on how it has made them understand some laws better. So that's the second thing we're doing. Recently, we're also doing stuff like workshops and maybe consultancy for lawyers who want to adopt technology as well. We're branching into that, and we're seeing how we can move there. So right now, that's the 3 things that we're kind of working on at the moment.
That's a lot of things that you're doing for this boring industry.
Kind of, yeah.
So I actually did a bit of stalking here and there,
Yeah.
On Facebook and LinkedIn.
As we do, yes.
Yeah. So I realized that you have been very active in the legal scene. You have been a student activist. You were the president of a Malaysian law union in the UK, and you're very vocal about your views on the legal scene in Malaysia or the world. So I'm really curious. Right after you graduated from your bar, why did you choose to join CanLaw instead of pursuing your path in the legal career?
That's a very interesting question so early on. Well, because I think a lot of people know me as like a student activist, the human rights activist kind of person, but even a lot earlier on than that, I was also first like a tech geek.
A tech geek?
So basically what happened was, after finishing my legal studies and all that, and this opportunity came by from a friend, Suni, and who was working on this, and it's probably one of the first legal tech startups in Malaysia. So legal law, I like law, I love law. Tech, love tech too. I thought it was a great idea doing this because I did some research as well on what legal tech startups are overseas. They're doing great things, changing the legal profession over there, places like US, like UK, Australia. By implementing technology, it will not just help lawyers like upskill themselves, it also helps people access lawyers a lot easier. And for me, that is still like the heart of what I'm very passionate about, which is access to justice and human rights. Because a lot of people, we speak to them, found out that they just don't know where to find lawyers. Ask friends, and that's pretty much it. You don't even know whether that lawyer is good, or just take it because your friend recommended it. Kind of thing. So I feel that access to justice is still very low. Not just in terms of accessing lawyers, but also knowledge. That's why I run the CanLaw Report. I think a lot of millennials are just really turned off by just a legal article about laws and boring shit kind of thing. But for me, I want to make it fun and engaging. So I don't want to just follow the system, that kind of thing. It might be a very millennial thing to not follow the system, but yeah, that's who I am. So I want to just try and see what I can do.
So CanLaw is like another platform for you to change the way law is?
I feel like, if there's a possibility for me to make a difference in the profession, then I'm up for it.
Yeah. Actually, when I introduced you as an ambassador of buzz at CanLaw, right? I'm still kind of unsure about what this position actually means, creating buzz.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. For me, it's about creating buzz about CanLaw. My job is a lot about like making people know what CanLaw is in a viral way, in a fun way, and basically it's a fancy name for marketing and communications.
So can you share? I'm sure you are very familiar with all these growth hacking strategies, all these marketing strategies to attract people to CanLaw, right? To make everything interesting. So is there any growth hacking strategy that you have done that you feel that is successful and is worth sharing?
I think content marketing is really big nowadays. I think also because from what I've read, people are less responsive to ads. That's why people come up with ad blockers and all that kind of stuff. They're more interested in read things like 3 things you did not know about your tenancy agreement that might screw you up, that kind of thing. And that's how we go in a sense lah. So we make funny articles or shareable or viral articles.
So you focus on the legal consequence.
For us, yes, yeah, that's always the legal part. Or what happened to the Char Times situation, the true fitness issue, right? So those are all the hot issues that we can.
All these bad news are good publicity.
I mean, we want to write about it, and that's how we make people know about what CanLaw is. So that's how we spread the word. And to us, for me, anyways, like for the past 10 months, it has been really successful in a way. People know us a lot for these articles we write.
Cool. So as I was having a conversation with you just now, you talk about having 3 co-founders, three founders, and then you join later on as a founding team. And so how old are your co-founders?
How old are they? Okay lah, strictly speaking, they're all still within the millennial kind of box. Sun Yi, the CEO, is 28 this year, and our COO, Edwin, is 31.
31. So you are the youngest person in the founding team?
Well, the founding team, there's actually another friend of ours, Ame, who is 1 year younger than me actually.
1 year younger than you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like this team is still quite young. I mean, taking the average, it's still quite young.
Yeah.
So with this limited amount of experience in this industry and startup scene, why do you think that you guys, or you specifically, is the right person to lead this change, to lead this movement in the legal industry?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a movement. We try lah, but why? I mean, I think to me, anyways lah. I'm not sure about the rest of them. I don't think I can speak for them. But for me, I think as long as I mean, it's not something that everyone would want to do, especially in this climate of more conservative people in the legal profession. But I think it's a passion where you want to see it happen, and you just try what you can to see it through. So for me, it's about keeping that goal and making sure we somehow get there. It's gonna be. I mean, it has been interesting so far, and I foresee it to be even more interesting soon.
So it's the focus on that passion
Yes.
that you feel that can give you that
Because
leverage.
I really feel that there is a need for more access to the justice system. And there is a need. I mean, there's so much potential in the legal profession. There's so many new lawyers coming up, new ways people want to do law, and new ways that people want to give access to justice to the people. But there needs to be certain change in maybe the regulations and all that kind of thing. So, I mean, for me, I'm happy to be part of this change. Yeah.
So, what is that defining moment when in CanLaw where you feel that, oh shit, this is cool, we should do it, and then you change something really huge in CanLaw?
I think for me personally, let's start with personal, then probably go into the CanLaw one.
Okay.
Personal would be, I think, when I just started for a few months, I think a month or two, and then I joined this thing called the Maxis Inspire Challenge, and that's probably my first time getting involved in a startup competition or something. And so yeah, it was first time getting to know other startup people, networking with them, talking about my ideas, and then first time pitching. So that was weird. But then I won that, and that was pretty. Then somehow we won that, and it was pretty awesome for me. I thought, wow, this is something that actually I feel like I can do, and would be interested doing to spread the idea of what we plan to do, as CanLaw, what we want, our dreams and ideals, and so that's where we started off. That's where I started off as really my turning point of, okay, I want to do this. I don't know how long, but this is what I'm going to do at this point. So for me, that was that defining moment. And for CanLaw, I think for us, there's many defining moments really. But
Let's pick one.
Just pick one. I think is the part where finally we have won we got the cradle funding. That was really awesome. But I think for us, another defining moment is where we finally landed our first big investment from BAC, and then we got office. Everyone came on full time. The 2 other co-founders quit their jobs, and I think that can't be more defining than that. You quit your job, you're gonna,
Facebook story. Facebook story.
And then you just do it. So yeah, that was really defining for us. We're thankful for our investors in BAC, and so now we get to operate out of BAC and get a lot of help in terms of from the experienced marketing team and all that, and great mentors around here. great bunch of students who can help us out whenever as well. So we have so that for us that is a great defining moment, I would say.
I want to stress this again, right?
Right.
You are still 24 this year.
24,
you are still 24 this year, and you belong to the millennials.
Yes, I do.
So where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years in CanLaw? Will you still be hustling for CanLaw? When you start sending kids to school, when you have those parental responsibilities. I know it's still early to ask this question, but where do you see yourself?
Wow, this is such an interview question, like job interview question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? But I think at the moment I can already see how it looks like. My two other co-founders, right, Edwin and Suni, they just had their babies. Suni might have his baby within this week itself. I can already see how they're juggling it. Whether I can do that or not is a separate thing. But I think whatever it is in 5 years' time, and within these 5 years, what I'm seeing myself is still here at CanLaw, trying to do what we can to make a difference, and while staying afloat as a company, of course. So it's fun, It's fun to be in the midst of this kind of I think times. It's exciting times. So I'm looking forward to it.
So it's like in the next 5 to 10 years, you still see yourself hustling in this startup?
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I think yeah. If nothing goes wrong, if we're still around, I'll be here.
Right, cool. So do you think that being the millennial in the founding team, right? Like being the only one who is.
To be fair to them, they are all still millennials.
That millennials mindset. Yeah, I get what you mean. Okay, maybe being one of the youngest. In the team, right? Does it give you any advantage when it comes to starting up?
Advantage? I don't know. I think probably. I don't know where it's an advantage, but I don't take very good instructions. So sorry, Suni. So I always question why before doing anything.
Can lah.
So I'll be like, why are we doing this? Don't just tell me what to do. Tell me why we're doing it. Then I'll figure out maybe a better way to do it or something like that. So I always want to take ownership of what I want to do. And I guess that would help. It helps them as well because to kind of think over again. So we kind of move on together. We develop together because I don't think just do this and do it kind of thing. So it pushes the team along the way. I think that helps. I think
from what you mean is you're saying that millennials are usually very rebellious.
In a sense.
We don't listen, we don't take advice. We do take advice, but we don't listen to it. Yeah. And it actually gives you an advantage to do something different.
I hope that's an advantage. So, yeah.
So just one last question. What advice would you have for millennials who like to start up?
Well, I think the typical thing would be just go for it kind of thing. But I think what I would say is think about it properly first. And also because you don't want to be a burden to your family, to your your girlfriends or boyfriends, or you need to make sure that everything is think about it pragmatically, whether it works, how long you want to do it, how long you're going to support it, and whether it's practical. And once all those are sort out, just go for it. So I think I wouldn't be an advocate of, screw all this, just go for it. Just think about it first. Yes, makes sense, can support, okay, go. Then do it, then go crazy with it. Yeah.
So before we end this whole session, we still have this special session called Dream Work.
Okay.
And so from number 1 to 10, just pick one number.
7.
7. Okay. So the question is, if you are invited to create a global law, what law would you create?
Wow.
This is really spot on, man. Spot on. I didn't expect you to get this question about law.
Oh, really? There are other questions, right?
Yeah, the other question is random. Yeah, it's randomized.
Since I think it's such a big law, right, that covers everyone, I think when it comes to such a big scale, then we need to solve the smallest problems, the most basic and fundamental problems. I think for me, the biggest problems in the world right now is inequality. There are so many people who have no access to water, to education, to justice, not everyone is born equal, so there needs to be laws to kind of put everyone on an equal kind of platform. And for me, I guess to go to the lowest denominator when it comes to this kind of thing, when there's so many people involved, is I think there needs to be a law, if it's enforceable in all the countries in the world, that needs to be, everyone needs to have the right to education. So every kid needs to at least graduate university or maybe even just high school, for example, and that would really kind of solve most of the other problems once everyone has education. So for me, I guess access to education for everyone, that would be the law for the world. Yeah, that should be that. Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here, Jo Fan, and we wish you all the best in your journey in CanLaw.
Thanks.
And I hope that in the next 5 or 10 years, you'll still be hustling
Hopefully.
while sending your kids to school.